Welcome to Bootstrap Businessmen, the podcast devoted to the aspiring entrepreneur on a shoestring budget. Here are your hosts, #1 best-selling fitness author Dale L. Roberts and the Midwest's best, Kevin S. Allen.
I wanted to take that same kind of model. I wanted to entertain, in the same instance, inform, because obviously you're watching this thing with Joe and, not many people probably realize there's crap like that on Craigslist. I mean, I knew there was some screwed up shit, but, some guy asking to park his van on someone's lawn, and he would pay them and showing them magic tricks. Like, wow. And he goes on to talking about what JO stands for. You ever see JO in regards to a Craigslist posting? That was referring to jerking off. I was like, interesting. I did not know that, because he looked that up, and he says it in that video. So you can see that Joe really monetizes that. So I wanted to kind of embody that. But I go in, I sat down, and I thought about all of the fucked up shit that I get to see in self-publishing. Some of the stuff that I'll say it in videos, and I'll say it just like this. Hey, look, review swapping is not good. I had my privileges of reviewing books and reviewing anything on Amazon revoked, and I was told under no uncertain circumstances, if I were to try it again, my account would be banned and I would no longer be allowed to post any books. I was told, hey, look, hey, we caught you. You were doing things that are not according to our guidelines, and if you want to pursue this any further, we will suspend or ban your account. Wow. And I was just like, okay, I won't review anymore. I just dropped it right at that, because but see, the thing is people continue to do review exchanges, and I'm just like, what the fuck do I need to do to tell people so they understand? Listen, if you plan on doing self-publishing and make it a sincere, good, long-term business strategy, do not review exchange. And see, outside of me saying that, people still are doing it. And unfortunately, the message is not spreading fast enough. So I said, you know what? It's time that I start to go ahead and say, you're right. Review exchanges are awesome. They're fantastic. You know what? In fact, any chance that I get, I do review exchanges in my sleep. In fact, you know what? I hire people to do review exchanges for other books so that they can review exchange for other people. And then we can all review exchange, and we'll fuck Amazon over. We'll show them. By the way, I think I just came up with that script right there. Actually, that'll probably be the upcoming video.
Next video.
It's just tremendous. People just don't quite get it. They don't, and we got some of these self-publishing gurus, okay? And I'm not going to name names, but there are people that are being paid big money coaching other people, saying review exchanges, you need to get reviews for your books. Folks, if you're listening to this, and if you paid attention to my self-publishing channel over at YouTube, you will know this right now. Reviews are not the be-all, end-all of your book. Okay, what's the be-all end all of your book? You know what gets you paid? Publishing books. Publishing books. Okay?
Good content.
Book. Good content. Exactly. You get such good, compelling content. Fuck, people are gonna bend over backwards to do it. And you know what? The funny thing is, here's what I've discovered is, if you can be authentic and you can really say something that's polarizing and really represents you to 100% of the maximum capacity, you will get your haters coming out. You'll get those 1 stars and you'll get those 2 stars coming out. And when you start seeing that, this is something my good buddy Jobber said. He said, when you start seeing more bad guys popping up in your life, you know you're headed in the right direction. It's like a video game. You said, it's like a video game. You start seeing more bad guys, you're in the right direction, buddy.
Yep.
So, that's what I'm saying. Just truck forward, So in any event, review exchanges. Oh, man. So at any rate, this is what drove my inspiration. When I was just like, you know what? Screw it. You know what I love? I love to entertain my friends. I love it. Sure. Because if I die tomorrow, heaven forbid, if I die tomorrow, if I made at least one of my friends laugh, if I made them entertain them for a moment, and on my deathboard, after my death, and I'm being buried in the ground or actually being thrown out in the sea or donated to science, preferably donated to science. I'm putting this on video so people can go back to this later. Donate my body to science. I don't care. People can cut me up and they can learn from it. So in any event, when they have donated my body to science, I want someone to sit there and go, do you remember that one video Dale put out on YouTube. Oh my God.
Like watching it. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, and sometimes we'll be hanging out back in Ohio. I get this a lot where a few of the boys get together and they'll bring on Dale stories. Oh, good Lord. Look out. The Dale getting drunk and stoned stories. Fuck. I don't think I'll ever live that down, which, by the way, listeners, I don't drink and I don't smoke anymore. That's just not my thing. It's not a part of my healthy lifestyle, but there was at one point that I could drink with the best of them, and I could smoke so much damn pot, it would freaking make my damn extended family stoned just by, proxy at this point. So, but in any event, I just literally, I get all these stories where, they talk about, when I would strip down naked one time and I ran through the ghetto that I lived at, over off of Kingsford Road. I don't remember it. I remember I got really fucking drunk, and the next day I found myself pretty much naked laying by the front door inside, passed out and drooling and head pounding, and yeah, not good.
Nice.
Yeah, I decided to go run out. I was like, in the ghetto? They're like, yeah. I was like, did anybody kick my ass? I'm like, no. Came back safe and sound. I was like, wow, was I dumb. That was really stupid. But they found it funny. I was embarrassed myself, and it's so funny. I'm not saying this to brag. It's not like me. It's by my Lamborghini.
Right.
I vomited on it, and I also left it into a tree. It's kind of like me saying that. I'm not bragging by any stretch in anybody.
Yeah.
You're going blackout drunk. Don't stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
But it's better when you can remember this shit, and this is where YouTube comes into play. And I thought to myself, my good buddy, my best friend Harold, man, he's been my best friend almost my whole life.
Sure.
I said to myself, and of course, Kevin, you come into play on this one too. I said to him, I said, man, I want to find something I can make on YouTube that's going to make him laugh. And that's where I went ahead and put the script together. So you guys get a chance, you go over and watch that. Well, here's the funny thing is Jason told me, share it in the Hustle Project, share it on your wall. So if you got some great value, I want you to share it. He hasn't seen these videos, mind you, yet. Okay, I produced 2 of these videos.
He hasn't watched them yet?
He watched Thursdays and he chuckled. He watched it on the phone. He kind of just skipped through and such. But in any event, I don't know if he's watched Tuesdays. I highly doubt it. In any event, yeah, he watched it. He chuckled the very first one. And the funny thing is Tim Knox, my boy, big shout out to Tim Knox. He hooked me up. He goes and posts it in the Hustle Project, and he reposts it over the Authority Self-Publishing. And views poured in within the first 24 hours rather than having like 10 to 12 views. It was like up to like 76 views, which was something for me. That was an all-time record for all of my self-publishing videos.
Sure.
And I was like, whoa, I don't have any videos at 76 views, even at weeks being on. And it was just, I tapped a nerve. And here's the funny thing is I had my one slightly trollish, remark, which by the way, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but yes, I will call out trolls. Listen, you fucker. Dragon is your name, okay? Listen, okay? When I am making my 6 figures per year, okay, you can eat the fucking corn out of my shit, you piece of crap. Okay, Dave Kozil, he goes and tries to say, well, look at you. You're trying to take a stab or says something like take a stab at Dave Kozil. Oh, yeah, that's what I do to my friends because Dave is actually a good friend of mine. And we have been for quite some time. And so, of course, I text him and he's like, just fucking ignore it. And so I just pretty much, I responded to this dragon fella. I said, hey, it's just a mere coincidence. Literally what I did for my subjects. You guys ready for this? It's going to blow your mind. All I did was I searched up self-publishing, saw all the titles there. I saw the things that had the most views, and I went ahead and covered those subjects. Done. I didn't reinvent the wheel. All I did was find what people are looking for, and I just chose it. It's not like a fucking book, okay? Nobody owns a fucking title. No one's going to fucking have a title fucking done to them. They're going to talk about subjects, and subject is self-publishing. So I just went ahead and covered, what was it, 7 steps to self-publishing success or something like that, I think is what the name of the thing. And I just saw somebody who was cranking. Actually, I think it was Texan in Tokyo. She does insanely well in self-publishing. She does a lot of jump cuts. She has some background stuff. Pretty girl. She does a lot of like publishing of like graphic novels and like comic book type books.
Oh, okay.
So there you go, Dragon. That's where I got it from. So yeah, I get a hold of Dave. Dave's like, never mind. And so here's the thing is, don't respond to people that say fucking, shit like that. Don't respond. I got into a spit fight. I thought I would be the better man and say, look, man, it's just coincidence. Dave's my boy. I would never say anything against him because love Dave. Dave's awesome. He was even on our show, for fuck's sake. So, you know what? Dude goes ahead and responds. He just couldn't keep his dick out of the fucking mix now, could he? Such a low-life piece of shit fucking, his non-fucking profile picture motherfucking ass on YouTube. Listen here, you piece of shit. Listen here, you fucker. He goes and he puts on there, he goes, yeah, right. And I was like, you want to do battle with me, motherfucker? You want to do battle with me, you piece of shit? I found you on fucking Facebook, you piece of shit. You pile of fucking crap, you and your fucking profile pictures. Yeah, motherfucker, you're putting your goddamn pictures of your family up there too, huh? Yeah. Put your shit fucking goddamn private before you start fucking insulting people. Piece of crap. So, yeah, there's my stance on trolls. Hopefully someone takes that little snippet and they go ahead and repost it. So, yeah, Dragon, I just want to kind of add to that. Fuck you, okay? And that's the last I'm going to say about it, okay? So, monetizing things. So, which, by the way, here's the funny thing is, the more times people even comment, they thumbs up, they thumbs down, they share, or they even comment on your thing. That drives more traffic to your YouTube channel. So in turn, my little trollish dragon, okay, the little non-profile, small dick piece of shit, he actually has driven some more traffic towards my direction. So thank you, you pile of crap. Yes, yeah, there's Sweet Lumo. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Oh, come on.
But in any event, so yeah, the views went up. Tuesday's video fired off yesterday. I think it's somewhere like 55, 56. It's nothing to write home about. Obviously, it's nowhere close to making, hundreds of thousands of dollars of Joe Santagato, but it's definitely on the right direction. When you and I disconnect today, which we're already over the hour, we're going to probably have to like separate this right before I have my meltdown.
Sure.
But any rate, it's not where it needs to be, but it's going towards that direction. As soon as we disconnect, I'm going to get off. I've got a couple of topics to record tomorrow for Thursday's video and then Tuesday's video, because tonight primarily I've got a few other things to kind of take care of, but I will have a video fired off by tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It'll be 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for those of you that are unaware. On Tuesdays and Thursdays. Get yourself subscribed. You'll have a few laughs. No, I won't have direct meltdowns on trolls that post in my comments. I just went ahead and did that there because I know Kevin would laugh. Yeah, you had a good laugh the one time John Gray had a meltdown on our boy Brandon Toll.
Oh my God! I might started learning from that.
I think I just made second to John Gray because John Gray, seriously, he might as well just literally, he was like, I hope you die. I hope you die and a pack of wolves rapes your mouth, you piece of crap.
He did too.
I don't remember what he said because
sucking son of a fucking whore bitch.
I was so nervous about it. I was like, whoa, okay, yep. We'll just kind of let that play out. But anyway, so you and I, we've got a mutual friend, very good friend, and we're going to kind of leave it at his assumed name. A good friend of ours, and he won't come on the show as a special guest. For one, we're not having special guests for a while. And for two, he just feels that there needs to be a certain threshold, which he is coming to that point, actually. I think he said as soon as he would break 100 viewers, he would come as a special guest onto our show. I would love that, especially in incognito, the way he does it.
Yeah.
So it's actually on a channel called Twitch. Hopefully some of you are familiar with it. People essentially go on there. The main source of doing Twitch is you record you playing games while you have like a screen capture of you kind of talking and narrating along with it. PewDiePie was like one of the pioneers of the streaming video games. He's made an insane amount of money from doing this, and I understand a lot of people really love it. He's become very popular on YouTube, and in fact, YouTube Red actually signed him to a contract to actually do a show with them. And actually, I watched one of them. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. They sent him through like a real life like haunted house type deal that was almost like a video game type thing. So the guy's like a Swedish guy. He's got a little bit of a thick accent, but But it just goes to show, somebody who's made an insane living. I think Kelly said that he was making in the tens of millions at this point. So
wow, doing something that you love, man.
Yeah, doing something he loves. So here what I want to do is I want to switch over to our good friend Bionic Vapor. It's spelled Vapour, Bionic Vapor. So I'm just going to go ahead and refer him to as Bionic or BV. We do know what his identity is. I'm going to keep it, on the hush hush because he said, and instead of putting the cart in front of the horse, why don't we go into the screen share? Let me go ahead and just share just a couple minutes of his
It's you, isn't it, Dale?
No, it's not actually, but you'll hear some of the podcasts. He does talk to me inside the chat itself. Let's see if we turn it up. Well, shoot.
Is he playing? He's not even talking yet.
No, it's. I think maybe it had been on for too long. That we just go ahead and hit refresh.
Gotcha.
It'll probably show like a commercial at this point. There we go. Oh, here's the ad. We'll go ahead and just let that play through, and then so essentially what it is, he has been. You can see this particular thing. He does everything live, and if you end up subscribing to someone's channel, you'll get notifications through your email, or if you've got the Twitch app on your phone, it'll notify you there when your favorite person on there goes live. So I get emails when Bionic Vapor goes live. And this past weekend, actually, I caught probably 3 of his shows. I caught one of his shows yesterday, which was about 10 minutes. I'll play it in the background. But any event, he's not talking yet. So he just sits down and he plays this video game, and people will come into the chat room and they'll talk. He'll run different contests for like these like virtual dollars. And essentially it'll be like right over here where it says chat, and he'll like, oh, here we go. We're going to see further.
Witcher adventure game. It's a game that Zeron has talked me into purchasing. I spent a whole whopping $1.60 on it, Zeron.
I'm going to expand this.
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah. So it's worth a try. It does resemble. I don't know if anyone's ever played Arkham Horror. It's a Fantasy Flight game. Matter of fact, the physical copy of Witcher, the adventure game, is also done by Fantasy Flight. I don't know if Fantasy Flight were the actual ones who transported it over to digital, but we're going to give it a playthrough and see how hard we can butt rape each other. So, sponsors, and today's sponsor is Meatball Bubblegum. Hearty Italian style meatball bubblegum. Yum.
Dude, look at that meatball. It's got a Hitler mustache. What the hell? He does this on all these shows. He'll pull up these sponsors. He'll find the most absurd products. Now, mind you, Kevin, he doesn't monetize this. I keep like harping on him and telling him, look, Bionic, dude, you got to get these products and get the affiliates on them, because I'm like, legitimately, if I saw this meatball gum and if I had a little bit of discretionary expense and hair up my ass, I would go, I want to get the Hitler, meatball gum, so I can show people how ridiculous this is. Hearty Italian style meatball bubble gum.
Wow, this is incredible.
Chew. So let's hear what he's got to say. He says nothing else.
Okay. So, all right.
He doesn't add anything.
Here's the thing. I was just sitting there thinking that we've never done the play online thing. So
that and also, how do we? I've seen streamers before on multiple channels, whatever, have multiple photos of each other.
So it looks like the stream kind of ends right there. They must have had some kind of buff issue. He's had some other videos on his channel. But if you scroll down here, you'll see there's a tip jar. Never necessary, always appreciated he has on there. And people can click on there and they can make donations. And the thing is, you can scroll down channel supporters. Goth Girl Games, €5. Wow, my first euro, he said to that. Zeron1, $5. Always a supportive friend. Sparky03, $2. Heck, I was on there. I was just like, you know what? I wanted to see what happened, because on the very bottom of the videos when he's streaming live, he has like a little bar that shows like he's trying to raise a certain amount of funds, and it said like $12. So I went ahead and I was like, let's go ahead and PayPal him $1 and let's see how this works out. And he goes, whoa! Well, it set off a sound in his headphones that only he could hear. He's like, who made the donation? It's PT Dale. And he's just like, oh, that's great. Hooray, PT Dale. And you can go in here and you can actually vote for the top streamers on here. He has also He gets himself connected on Twitter and also on Facebook, and you can actually click on there. He has a Facebook group, Columbus Writers Gaming. And here's the really cool thing, and I can probably go, I can hide this because I think the rest of we can kind of talk, which, by the way, folks, if you go to twitch.tv/Bionic Vapor, that's spelled V-A-P-O-U-R, not V-A-P-O-R, but P-O-U-R. I think it's kind of like a British spelling. But if you do twitch.tv/Bionic Vapor, you can go on over there, subscribe, tell him that we sent you, say the Bootstrap Businessmen sent me on over here, give him a hard time. I'll tell you this right now, he doesn't tolerate racism and death threats. That's right. He's had death threats, Kevin.
Death threats?
Yes, death threats. Someone made a death threat on him and his family. And he post-haste just kicked that dude right off the channel. So I'm going to plug this back in since we're done watching the videos. Let me know if you can't, if for some reason your audio cuts off, let me know.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're still on. Perfect. Okay, excellent.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we, get reconnected. That way we're not having any kind of echoes live. So in any event, you could see how he's getting it monetized. I'm trying to really get him to doing some kind of affiliates because, when he heard about affiliates, he's like, what? Get out of here. He's like, you mean if somebody just goes and buys it automatically, I'll get a small percentage? I'm like, yeah. And he just hasn't done it with all these funny products. One of the shows he had like this it was called Abhance. It's like a grill, okay? Like you cook like hamburger grill, like a grill, you put on over your stomach and essentially it holds in place. When you take it off, you've got abs. And it just cracked me up. He had like something like the potty putter, and essentially it's a putt-putt type thing that you do when you're taking a shit.
Didn't he have Maypax or something like that, or Man-Pons?
Oh yes, Man-Pons. Yes, I love this one. His wife probably loved that. He called them beaver dams. Beaver dams. That was it. He's like, plug that beaver up, and I was just like, dude, does your wife know that you have her tampons? And he's just like, yeah. I was like, I don't think she probably found it as funny as you did.
Beaver dams. Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, because you can see Bionic Vapor is doing it. He's found that consistency is something that our good boy Dave Koziel actually shared with us on our show once, was consistency is the key. And so Bionic actually has been streaming every day. He'll stream. He's like, I have to at least get on, even if I stream for 5 minutes. He's like, I'll do it. But lately, he goes for about an hour or more, and he'll get on. Wow. He'll play the video games. He's just gonna play anyways. He's had a real hit with Fallout. It's a really big game right now. I think it's a mass multiplayer online game. I could be wrong on that. I'm so disconnected with video games, especially when it comes to PC type games. Looks a lot of fun. He named one of the characters PC Dale, and he put it in the gym. In his little gym, and had it work out and leg press. So now like my guy's got like super strength, like 9 out of 10. I'm like, sweet dude. I'm like, even though that's nice. From the truth, I'm into fitness, but Lord knows I'm not going to leg press things for like 48 hours straight. But yeah, he gets it. And here's the cool thing. So what happens is the longer you're on his channel, you start to earn levels. So like, for instance, I hung out, I think like for 15 minutes on his channel one time, and I got a notification. He has like a bot that actually is an admin of his channel. I think it's like called like Vivabot or something like that. And it notified me, said, PT Dale, you are now officially a Bionic Vapor level 1. And I was like, what? So you get kind of a vested interest in tuning into his channel. Sure. And then what he'll do is he'll say like random trivia. Or he'll just say, randomly, like, he'll laugh at something, and Bionic Vapor will go, you get $15. And it's spelled D-O-L-L-A-S. Dollars is something that you use strictly, it's like a virtual dollar on Twitch. Now, I don't think it's of any real value other than for like a little bit of fun. So like, for instance, if you do exclamation point roulette, and then you just go ahead and you type in a number. So like I put exclamation roulette, 20 black, okay? I pretty much betted 20 on all black, okay? And what it'll do is it'll spin the roulette virtually. You won't get to see it. It'll pop up and it'll say what number was and what the color was. And if you won, I lose every friggin' time. I go figure. Everybody else in the damn chat channel are like throwing money down. You can put in like requests for songs, and you have like exclamation point, it might be like song, and then you say the specific song, and Bionic Vapor will look it up for you and play it on YouTube, and it'll actually play in the background while he's playing the video.
Okay.
Yeah, he also had like a giveaway that he did to where it was like he gave away like $200, which was huge. I was like, yeah, I was excited. I was like, yeah, I could play roulette on this while you're doing this stuff. And I'm like, so I sat there and I waited, and it was really cool. It was like a video that he played, and it scrolled through all the names that were inside the chat. There was like 8 other people at that particular time.
Wow.
Kept going over PT Dale, and I'm like, come on, hit it. And it's like, I hit the one person. Here's the thing, is it has a time. It starts to click down. And something he calls the world maggot, it looks like the world maggot from Guar. The world maggot comes closer to like your name. And if you don't answer, say, I'm the winner, the world maggot will eat your thing up. And then you lose your chance for the $200. And I was like, yay, I got a chance. And it rolled the guy's name again. I was like, all right, seriously, this is rigged. I was like,
this is not right.
Whatever, dude, whatever.
Stupid channel.
I'm getting like dollars just for popping up and just, duncing around. And I pretty much, what I'll be doing is some of my, other tasks. Like, I was on Babel Cube. And you know how Babel Cube's super, super simple stuff. You're just going in, you're formatting books, you're answering emails, things like that. Nothing that requires too much brain power. So I was able to play that in the background, not actually have to pay too close attention to it. Every now and then he would say something like, PT Dale, I'll be like, oh, he had something else that was very funny. I thought this was really cool. And I was like, man, I'm trying to look into this for my YouTube channel, which is laugh tracks. He would say a joke and he would hit a laugh track. I was like, oh my gosh. I typed to him. I'm like, did you just do a laugh track? He's like, oh my gosh, PT Dale, you're the first person to actually point out that I have a laugh track. I was just like, yeah. He at one point he's like, yeah. He's like, my wife's a hoarder. It's like, God bless her. Yes, she's a little bit of a hoarder. I've called her on that a couple times. I'm going to get a hold of TLC channel or A&E or whatever they do, does the hoarder stuff. But anyway, I was just like, dude, you don't put a laugh track after that. You got to do the aww. You got to have the audience doing the aw for that right there. Because I was like, that's sad, man. I'm like, no. He's like, oh, man, I need to get that. But, yeah, that's Bionic Vapor. He's, kind of, I'd say, one step ahead of me when it comes to developing his presence on Twitch as far as I am on doing YouTube. Obviously, he's making money now. And, he sees larger, bigger vision of the direction he's going, and he's going on there. I'll see inside my email every day something. I get up, he gets up, and he gets up early. Well, at least it's early for my time here, and I'll get the notification like, I'm not feeling like turning it on. The other day, it was like I was eating breakfast, so I turned it on, listened to it. I'm like, oh my gosh, you always show up when there's like 3 people in here. I'm like, whatever, So, but I wanted to share that with you and with the show, just to kind of show you that there's so many mediums out there, and
sure.
With the fact that we're going to probably split this show in half, maybe what I can do is talk a little bit more about what I've done so far to actually dress up, make not just my clothes. My clothes I already had from doing activities work years ago. The backdrop, okay, it essentially has black background, and it has a white background, and my green one setting over here. And if we were to let me just tilt this down and turn it on over, you can see in the bottom left, I have an umbrella light, and I've got another one down to the right here. I've got a larger umbrella. It's a square umbrella that actually folds out right here to the left and right here to the right. And each one of those has I think it's like a 25-watt bulb that actually puts out 100 watts of lumens. So it actually looks like it's 100 watts, but it's really only 25. So it's literally about 200 watts, or excuse me, 100 watts when it's all said and done. I should have it at 250 according to a lot of like the pros, but it's working so far in that, it's getting a good solid background, and we're not looking at a messy, background, or, for the while I had like those slats that were those curtains. It always bothered me that people had to kind of look at that. And so now it's like, there's nothing here except for my head, and you get to pay attention to that. And as well, so those things, that was all one package, okay? The stand included. It has, let's see here, 5 clips on the top that I can put out, and it has 2 clips on the sides, but the 2 clips on the sides aren't that great. They kind of hold it in place, but it's not really a perfect fit. And as well, my big complaint is the muslin is only about 2 yards wide, possibly maybe about 1.5 yards. So, but it's like 10 yards long. So you can put it out here, but you can see just below my chest here, if we were just to kind of scroll down here, if you look down, you can see it just ends right about at my butt, okay, right at my hips, actually. And so, of course, it doesn't quite go all the way to the ground when it goes above my head. And that's going to be the huge thing is when I was shooting for the beginner's home workout plan, I needed something that would go above my head. So that way I didn't have to worry about cropping anything, and I could actually go and put masks on the pictures, and it would make it look like I was in a different background. So actually it looked like I was in a brick warehouse. You got to see the pictures, of course.
Yeah, look good.
Yeah, and it was a tedious process, but man, it was well worth it. The book's going to look tremendous. The photos are going to be awesome. They're going to look a lot better than any of the previous publications, in my opinion. And that was the whole thing, is to try to bring my game to the next level and also have this to where it served multi-purpose. And that's why I started to scale my efforts in YouTube, not only through fitness, but also in the self-publishing. So I was like, I'm going to get my money's worth. The next thing is my partner in crime here on some of the Bootstrap Businessmen shows, some of the people might notice there's a little bit of a difference in sound quality between myself and Kevin. Kevin just has a headset. It's not a cheap headset, but it's a headset nonetheless. However, you're dealing with the Rode microphone, and let me just turn that over. Let's see if I can carefully do this without knocking stuff over. I'm going to unplug my computer so it doesn't. Okay, so I'm just going to tilt it down here, and we can look over here. You've seen it on previous broadcasts before, but that is the Rode. I think it's like the NT01. Bear with me here. The NT1-A model. It actually is a professional microphone that was suggested by Audiobook Creation Exchange for doing book narration. Go figure. Morris shares that you really don't need that expensive a microphone to narrate books. And I don't even end up narrating books because I was just like, that's a new skill I've got to learn. So here I am.
Sounds great on these videos, though.
Oh, absolutely. And that was the nice thing. And the addition to that, though, was the problem is I ordered it, but I didn't realize that I couldn't just plug it directly in with an XLR into my computer. So I had actually ordered a part called like a Blue Icicle that was supposed to turn it to XLR. You can plug it in. But for some reason or another, it just wasn't providing the proper power. I had to return to Blue Icicle, give them a 1-star review. You're welcome, Blue Icicle. I literally gave them the benefit of the doubt. Actually, I contacted the company. They didn't return my emails. I gave them a couple days and called them, and I was just getting computerized BS or something, and they just didn't get back to me. So I said, hey, screw it. Go ahead and get there. You're going to get your 1-star review. You earned it. So any rate, I went ahead and I got something different. It was called the Tascam US322. It's a USB 2.0 audio interface. So essentially, it actually has a phantom power because what turns out is the Rode microphone, according to Blue Icicle, they said they could actually power the 48 volts that the microphone need. But in reality, it wasn't doing it. I don't know if I got a bad connection, and I saw a few other 1-star and 2-star reviews saying pretty much theirs was the same issue, and they were saying it's just not giving enough power. And the company was coming back, oh, it's got enough power. It's got it, I swear. And there was even some people that put 4- and 5-star reviews like, it's got power. I even had someone get defensive about my review at that time. The thing is, a lot of people are probably going, but you had your reviews removed. Guess what? I'm able to comment still. So I was able to actually comment on somebody's that was on the 1-star. So I got my 1-star in. I just slipped it under somebody else's. So yeah, I can still comment. That's really wonderful. I'm not gonna play with fire by any stretch, but in any event, so I actually this particular mixer for the Tascam US322, it actually has 2 inputs in it. So if I wanted to, I could put 2 different microphones. If I want to play guitar and play for you guys live, it actually has 2 input volume knobs. It has a mono mix. It has headphones mix if you want to put it in there. It has the XLR out, of course, and it also has a stereo out. And then if you wanted to, if you don't have XLR inputs or out input jacks, you could also do like a 1/4 inch. So in other words, you could put plug an electric guitar into that, and you can actually plug it into your computer. If you want to sit there and record from your electric guitar, you could do that. So there's so many nice multiple uses for that. That ran, okay, so let me go through each one of these items. Now, I didn't get all these things all at once. The microphone package I did, only because it just made sense. ACX said I was supposed to get those things. I feel like a ding dong, but now I'm getting my money's worth. But okay, so audiobook, the microphone, the Rode NT1A with the cable. It came with a super long cable, so you don't need to order additional cable. They told me to order an extra one. I didn't need it. This thing is so friggin' long. I got a stand that, let's see here, the microphone itself was about $200. And then if I can recall, I think the stand was like $10.
Yeah, those are relatively expensive.
Yeah, and the whole rig of the actual microphone itself, like its suspension and the pop guard that's covering it as well, that came with the package. And actually, I still have a case for it. So it has a nice little case that I'm able to pack it away. You know, should I move at some point soon, which I will, I'll actually have that to where it's safe and it's not going to get banged up because it's a very delicate microphone. The next thing is the Tascam. That ran me, if I can recall, it wasn't cheap. It was $80. But the nice thing is it works. It works really well. Between the Rode and the Tascam, I actually ended up getting 2 different types of software that if I wanted to do some kind of software interface and actually really clean up the sound, I could if I wanted to. I don't, though. I just keep it bare bones. And, you know, you can go back and forth between 2 lines of, you know, mic and guitar. And the nice thing is it actually has a button on here for mixer. You can actually press that button and it'll actually start up the mixer on your computer. So nice. Yeah, that's kind of a cool little thing. Okay, so the lighting rig. So we've got the 2 lights, the 2 large square lights that we have here. We have the 2 umbrella lights down here. We've got the backdrop with the 3 different colors of white, black, and green. And the stands that actually go on it, and you got the stands as well, and there's even a case to carry the actual large stand.
Oh wow!
That ran about $133. That came with, yeah, that actually was probably the best of all these things. You know, I'm kind of like, I'm embarrassed about the audio, the microphone, but you know, it is what it is. I'm kind of with, if I could go turn back time to borrow some. Yeah, if I could, you know, borrow from Cher, if I could turn back time, I probably would go for a cheaper microphone. But in the same instance, at this point, it's really served its purpose. I've had some good high quality videos. You can hear my voice loud and clear. In fact, actually, pay attention to self-publishing with Dale L. Roberts. When I do that really strange face at the very end of the video, you hear my voice, my lips go. It like makes this weird sound. Well, that's how like sensitive it is. I can try to squeak out a fart and it will hear me. And like, we're talking like a popcorn fart, and it'll like, she could be over in the other room and just like slightly sneeze, and it'll pick it up. It's that sensitive. So it's a great microphone. So all that package right there, so 133, you know, 200, 300. So it's right about just short of $500. Now, would I consider that bootstrapping? No, not by any stretch, but I want to kind of point out something is some of these funds are actually done through self-publishing and actually have justified these expenses through an extra stream of income through ACX. ACX has been always kind of been icing on the cake. It was never something I had anticipated. It's not big bucks, okay? I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars in ACX, but it's icing on the cake that I was able to kind of go and purchase these type of things and get them. And the nice thing is I can always break it down, take it wherever I need to go to. I can plug it in, you know, so that is how I've done the video channel. Now, if you didn't have any of this stuff, this is something that Jason suggested to me a while back was, you know, look, just open your curtains up, record your videos during the day. If you've got a few lamps, you know, just turn them on so that way you get plenty of lighting. And he said, go against like a wall that's just flat, okay? You know, nothing, no pictures on it or anything else like that, and record yourself from there. You can use your phone. You can use your laptop, kind of like what I do here with the my Mac. You can use your PC. Any number of things, anything that you can be able to do. Here's the thing is don't try to wait Yeah, Kevin, you're a prime example. You know, you're using your laptop, correct? And you've got your headphone, which your headphones are probably like, what, $90 you told me?
These are the Logitech ones. Yeah, they're about $90.
Yeah, you know, yeah, that's why I say they're not cheap ones, but they're definitely, they cover the thing. So, you know, if you're thinking about trying to start yourself a channel, maybe you're trying to do a video blog. Okay, you know, you probably have something unique to share. I just really recommend, don't stay on the fence. It's super simple to get a YouTube channel. If you've got a Gmail account, you've got a YouTube channel. All you got to do is just go and activate it. So it's just that simple. If you don't have a Gmail account, get yourself a Gmail account. Doesn't fucking matter what you do as far as your Gmail account goes. As soon as you go set up the YouTube, you'll also need to set up a Google Plus profile, so that way you can have a good profile picture to put into your YouTube channel. And it used to be where you can actually name your channel like in your URL, but I understand now that actually have to have over 100 subscribers to actually change that. So actually I'm very fortunate.
Wow.
My youtube.com/PT Dale Roberts, PT Dale L Roberts, or PT Dale Roberts. It's PT Dale L Roberts. If you go to that right there, I was just kind of lucky. I think I got in grandfathered on a deal because I didn't have that many subscribers. I've never had 100 subscribers. And in fact, right now I've got 57 each on my fitness and self-publishing channel. So self-publishing channel is getting ready to eclipse my fitness channel, which, you know, it's not surprising because fitness channel is pretty cut and dry. It's fitness information, you know, but I think with self-publishing, me being a goofball has really kind of tipped it over. And you've seen more recent fitness video actually I'd done for a fitness upsell where actually I positioned myself off to the side and I did like the picture-in-picture type box. And I mean, what were your thoughts on that? I never got to talk to you person to person on that.
No, look legit, man. That's why I told you the first time I watched it through. I was like, okay, this looks like a real infomercial. Basically, is what was happening. You know what I mean? That's you know, and it's not the vibe. It wasn't the vibe that you were giving off. It was just the visual appeal, right? It looked like an infomercial. Okay, like you could have, you know, had bullet points with a little laser pointer, you know, going, okay, step 1, step 2, but
yeah,
no, it was great. As soon as I saw it, I was like, how did he get picture-in-picture on there?
It was actually through, you know, of course, I've already told you this, but iTunes iMovie comes automatically installed on Mac. I really can't stress to you guys enough. Okay, I was just such a big PC person for so many years, and I was so like, no, I'm not going to spend the extra money for Mac. But then, like, my wife got it, and I kind of peeked over her shoulder. I was like, okay, that is pretty sleek looking. I'm like, and then when my PC started just acting like an asshole to me one day, I just said, screw it. Let's go ahead and hear it out. And then, of course, Jason, my business partner through Self-Publishing University, is like, bro, look, man, we're going to make that money back. He's like, just go get yourself a Mac. He's like, quit screwing around. Get yourself a Mac. Man, I have not regretted that purchase. That is just so wonderful. It had iMovies in it. iMovies is so much fun. You go and record a video in there because it'll do through your FaceTime app on here. So if you don't have a microphone, it'll do your internal microphone on the Mac. But, you know, even if you don't, Windows actually has Movie Maker, which is similar to
That's not even comparable.
Okay.
So,
but you know, it's pretty much it's pretty much, you know, you can handle that. I mean, so actually, the one program, and I have no affiliate firm, and I'm not getting paid to tell you guys this, is Camtasia. Actually, I was suggested Camtasia through Jason Brock. Jason was like, look, you can do a picture-in-picture share. The editing's amazing. You know, you can put in, you know, boxes and things like that. And I was just like, yeah, okay. I tried the trial, and that's when I recorded all of the first videos for SPU. It's so funny because I went back and watched those. I was like, oh man, those are bunk. Now I know that now I know my skill level is increasing because I watched those and I was like, oh, well, I just kept holding off because it's about $100. Okay. And it's $100 flat for the software. And if if you want the upgrades, you got to pay for upgrades as they come along. For me, I'm pretty happy at where it's at, and I think it's going to do the job. So essentially, I take and record everything through iMovies, and I cut everything as I see fit on there, and then I take that footage, import it over to Camtasia, and then I just go ahead and put the picture-in-picture. And really, the picture-in-picture was I just took extra footage that I literally, along with the video, I'd listen to the video, and I did my slideshow, and I would just kind of press through as each one of the cues would come up in my script. And that's where the picture-in-picture came up. So it was literally me recording two different things of the same footage, and it's going through. So I've got this picture, you know, here. It's like, it's the fitness motivation community. You know, it can wash your dishes.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
man.
Well, no, man. You can definitely tell, especially the last few months, just the professionalism. Okay, this is professional quality is what you're doing, and honestly, folks, you know, if you can't see everything but you're listening, you're gonna end up making an investment in your business at some point, even if you're bootstrapping it. So here's the recommendation:
Yeah.
if you have it, do it.
Yep.
Okay. You're not going to look back because honestly, I can tell you, man, since you've had the backgrounds, been using that micro, completely different world. Your videos are just crisp. Sound quality is real smooth. So, yeah, it's worth it. If it's $200-300, but this is something that you're committed to, make the investment. That's still bootstrapping because honestly, until you get into the thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? If $100 here, $50, that's still bootstrapping a business. Very much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, even here's this, okay? If you're kind of sitting there thinking, well, Dale, I can't afford 133 for a backdrop. I can't afford, 200 for a microphone. I can't afford a Mac and I don't even have a PC. Okay. Get a phone. You can really get some refurbished phones for really cheap and you can just record videos on that. And here's what you can literally do is record your video, go to a public library, hook that thing up to the computer and just upload it over onto YouTube. And here's the thing is, look at Joe Sanagato's videos, man. This guy's making millions of views per video, but he's been doing it for, about 4 or 5 years, maybe longer, because he's been consistently just publishing. He keeps posting, keep posting. And the thing is, he's consistent and people know what to expect from him. And here's the really cool thing is he doesn't do any fancy backdrops.
No, just wherever he's at. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, his camera, I don't know what his camera is going to be, but it doesn't seem like it's, high tech. It doesn't seem like he turns on many lights. He just kind of does the room ambience, maybe brightens his picture up when he goes in to do the editing. Here's the beauty here. Let's say you don't have any editing software. Okay, well, I'm just going to say pretend. Okay, let's go into pretend world here, Kevin. I don't have money for a backdrop. I don't have any money for lights. I don't have any money for mic. I don't have a computer, not much less a camera to record myself. Okay, get a friend. Sure, you got a friend. Or you can go somewhere where you can just get a refurbished freaking flip phone, okay? And you can just go and just take that phone, selfie that stuff. You can even set it on a shelf or something like that. That's how I record my fitness motivation videos for my group. Is I just literally will set it down or I'll put it on my gooseneck thing. But here's the thing is, record your videos that way. Go to a public library, log on to that computer, upload it over onto YouTube. YouTube's got an editor. It's not the greatest editor in the world, but they have an editor nonetheless. And they have many features in there that make it super simple for you to put together the most polished package you possibly can. I'm not going to say I am great by any long shot. You're not going to be able to, it's not like I'm going to be having my movies released into the theaters or my videos things. It's great. It definitely looks polished, but to a certain extent, don't wait for things to be perfect, okay? Because if you wait for things to be perfect, you'll never get your stuff accomplished. Just start doing it. Make mistakes. That's one thing. If you learn something from Kevin S. Allen, just fucking do it.
Yeah, man, because honestly, grab a selfie stick. They're what, $9.99, and if you already have a cell phone or a smartphone,
you can get them at a
lot
buck.
of,
you can get a buck at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, a lot of. Oh, a selfie stick? Can you? Nice.
A buck. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you can record that. And again, if you need to use the video editor, fine, jump onto a PC. But if you are like, you know what, it looks good to me, you're like, I don't want to go to the library, I don't have the library card, every other fucking excuse under the book. Guess what? You can upload that video right from this
from your phone
to YouTube.
Let's say you don't feel like editing it. Just put the damn thing up. You're speaking with passion and energy. That's one thing I hear a lot. People will always keep saying about my videos, dude, you got a lot of energy. Yeah, that's me. So, but I'm sorry.
You just stopped there for a second. You're kind of Bruce Leeing a little bit.
Yeah, something happened with uploading right now. I'm not sure. Kelly might be watching some YouTube videos. I think your upload speed might be kind of getting jacked up or something. But that's besides the point. We are starting to get down to the end of the hour. 5 minutes to the hour, bro. I think we covered a lot of ground. It's so funny, actually. We'll go ahead and probably chop this one in half again. We'll probably I'll cut it in half tomorrow and actually put it up. So as soon as this actually is off, we're off the air and it has been processed, I'm actually going to pull it offline And we're going to just pop up the one immediately tomorrow for the first half of this, and then the second half will come up on Sunday. We didn't plan on doing 2 hours today, but I think that we had a lot to share. Me talking about wrestling stories and about YouTube videos and monetizing things and Twitch. Big shout out to, once again, Bionic Vapor. He's our boy. Glad to see his stuff really picking up some good momentum and see his commitment. It's really amazing because I've known him for a long fucking time. I've known him a long time, practically all my life. And the thing is, he's got shiny object syndrome. This dude seriously would be like, big into NASCAR 1 second. Be like, NASCAR, awesome. Pro wrestling, awesome. And, he'll be like, video games, awesome. And it's just, he'd just jump from one thing to the next. But this is one that I've seen him. He's done a pit bull to this one. He's been a rabid pit bull. At first, he was real interested, and then I stopped hearing about it. But I think he started working some crazy hours at his 9-to-5 job. But eventually, I think that he just finally said, screw it, I'm sick of quitting on things. And he just went ahead and ran with it. His brother-in-law was actually running his own channel, and he kind of let his channel go. So gotcha. Bionic Vapor said, screw it, I'm just going to go ahead and do my own thing. And he has the mask and everything else. And it's very funny. He's got the tie. He'll wear a different tie every week. He changed his mask. It was black for a while. Now it's white. He's supposed to be having like a food eating show or something, and it's going to be like a fundraising food eating show. And he'll have people, like, he will eat with one hand if they donate so much money. He'll eat with no hands if they eat with so much money. He'll get them to donate certain money to actually eat certain types of food. Wow. And he says eventually, depending on the donation, he will actually unmask.
No way.
Yep. There's a lot of people that are really curious because they want to know, of course, what he looks like. You and I know what he looks like. Keep that mask on.
Don't do it.
Keep it on.
No, man, that's awesome. But, I would imagine it's going to be pretty substantial.
I'm thinking so. Or, he was saying, if it's too cheap, he was just going to lift up the bottom portion of his mask and then keep going about his day. So people just could only see like this much of him.
Do like the Spider-Man?
Yeah. Just do that Spider-Man. He'll start making out with himself since he doesn't have a hot girl that he's hanging down from the ceiling kissing. Spider-Man. Only nerds will understand that joke. Nerdy McNerds. So, we're starting to get down to the end of the hour. Once again, definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. We didn't get any live viewers today unless they popped in for 2 seconds and noticed that I hadn't shaved my beard in the last week.
Did you open up the
Did I open up the
links for live viewers or no?
Yeah. Yep. I hadn't even posted something on Google Plus. Some people didn't tune in, so that's okay. Nonetheless, I'm sure there's some people that are going to be tuning in later on YouTube. Definitely appreciate it. Once again, I think we've said it about 10 times already within this show, so I don't think we need to revisit it again. I'm going to come up really close here and say, descriptions in the link below. Support the show.
Well, the nice part about it, Dale, is if they do that, they can search up the equipment that you just talked about on Amazon, because honestly, you're going to find a great price on there. So
absolutely. And if you've got Amazon Prime as well, if you go into there, don't have Amazon Prime, I really highly recommend it. It runs about $99 per year. My wife and I actually have that, and we order enough from Amazon, it pays for itself, literally. So you can get 2-day shipping for free on most items that are over $35. So go into that description down below. Get yourself an Amazon Prime membership. Even if you try it out for 30 days for free, you can always just disconnect it, and that can actually help support the show. In the meantime, if you guys got any kind of questions, concerns, comments, you can always send it over to bootstrapbusinessmen@gmail.com. Once again, that's bootstrapbusinessmen@gmail.com. Show some support, some love. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the thumbs up on our videos. Leave some comments.
On Facebook.
Hey, and if you're a hater and you didn't like me having my meltdown, say something down in the comments, man. If you've got some comments about haters and trolls, I'd love to hear about it. So we'd like to hear from you. So if you're listening to us on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, Podbean, iTunes, I said already, TuneIn, that's what I meant to say. If you're listening to any of those platforms, please don't forget, subscribe to us. Leave a rating for us on iTunes if you can. Leave some comments wherever possible. That is all I've got to say for today. My name is Dale L. Roberts. Kevin S. Allen, could you close out the show for us, buddy?
Yeah. So, guys, a little synopsis of what we talked about tonight. I mean, we went through no matter what you're doing, whatever you're passionate about, there's a way to monetize that and actually make a living. Deal. So, no matter what it is, video games, you want to make videos for your business. There's no excuses, right? There's cell phones, there's PCs. You can go to the library. And I'd like to thank our sponsors exclusively from Powerade and Muscle Farm tonight for their exclusive sponsorship for tonight's show. Dale, we good?
Good night, folks.
See ya.
Please support the show by simply shopping at Amazon through the link in the show description. Every time you make a purchase through the provided link, a small percentage of sales goes back to support the show. There's no additional cost to you, and it greatly helps us out. Simply go to the link, bookmark it in your browser, and do your shopping on Amazon while you support the Bootstrap Businessmen podcast. Thanks for tuning in to Bootstrap Businessmen.